Hey guys, it's Ballet Post here, and so I'm going to show you my pre-dance class routine, like stretches, slight point prep because I can't prep my whole shoe before class. Just some things that I do really quickly to maybe soften it up a little more, make it a little easier to dance in. And as you can see, my shoe's already getting a little soft, so probably in 2 more classes it'll be done. My foot is starting to mold into the extremely bent position of the shoe. It's not getting too much support, but that's okay. I will be showing you stretches that I use with my art stretcher, my TheraBand, and a couple of Relevé things and stuff like that. And it's just a short little video to show these kind of things. This is what I do before and sometimes after class. So everything is different. These stretches are different from other people, and you can modify them according to what you want and what you need from the stretching. But this is what I do. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, the first thing I'm going to use is my art stretcher from Etsy. You can watch my art stretcher video for more information about this. But all I do is basically I just, put my foot in and extend my leg out. Now this allows me to have a lot more kind of an arch in my shoe because I feel like it also helps in the next exercise with the TheraBand, so you can get to your extent. I do this a lot because I feel like it gives my foot more mobility in the whole dancing thing, and it also does have a little pain in these areas if you force it too much. So you should be really careful with that, not to push too hard. Excuse my dance bag in the back, it's gigantic, I know, but hey. And as you can see, this foot has a lot of, like a further arch than my left foot, or my right foot, whatever, depending on the view of the video. But the foot that I used into the arch stretcher has a lot more arch, and you can see that, and it does really help when I'm dancing. So I like to use this before and after class to stretch out my feet. Don't forget the other leg. The next thing I use is my TheraBand. I do have a video on this as well. It's actually very new. So I do put my foot into the TheraBand and grab the sides and pull to myself. And you can see the stretches that I use in the video of the TheraBand. But these are some things that I do in order to make my legs a little stronger and to kind of just warm up my feet a little bit better. But this does not substitute for a full body warm up, so you do have to do relevés and pliés, so don't take this the wrong way. But I like to do it also with turnout, and this does really help. I'd like to do it inwards too, because I don't know, it just cracks my feet a little bit, and that's a little bit more mobility, and I like it. Don't forget the other foot. The next thing I like to do is just point and flex, and this is a very simple exercise that a lot of people do, and it just prevents cramps for me, and it just warms up my feet a little better, so it's great. And I also like to do this before and after class as well. Before class to warm up my feet, and after class to kind of stretch my feet that have been, pointed for a whole class. So it's kind of good to give back the mobility. But yeah. And I do like to do it in rotations as well, as to help my ankle warm up a bit, because that's also a major factor in pointe shoes. So you want to make sure everything is warmed up. And it also does relieve some pain if you do this in between classes and things, even with your pointe shoes. It doesn't really matter, but I like to do it a lot, as often as possible. And I also like to crack my toes, sorry. And the next thing I do is I just go over my foot with my feet pointed and my feet flexed, because it cracks my toes. Again, I don't have extended mobility of my toes, so I like to crack it. And it also helps when you do it after class, so that, a foot that was stuck pointed for the whole time, it should, be stretched out a little bit. Before class, it does help warming up, as all the other exercises do. The next thing that I like to do is to properly break in my pointe shoes. Now, this is not going to, I have already broken them in, but before class, sometimes I feel like it's still a little bit not comfortable, so I push the shank down lower while keeping the strength of the shoe, and step on the box area, and that's just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more mobility for my feet. And it does help, and these shoes are almost broken and dead, so I do need to get new ones, but as for now, this does make my arch look good too as well. And you can see how the arch is shown, and also it still has some strength left in it, so try not to break it in too often because you might just kill the shoe from doing it too many times. But I just do it sometimes when I feel like it's still a little bit too hard, and it really does help when you're dancing. Next thing I do is relevé exercises, as well as go on to pointe. If you have your pointe shoes, or without, you could just go over your knuckle. And I like to do this multiple times to warm up my feet and to kind of just relieve stress as well. So that is really a win-win situation for you and your feet. I like to go faster in order to do a quick little warm-up in between bar exercises and center or things like that to relieve pain. And also, I do like to do the plie relevé, which is just a basic warm-up because your legs have everything to do with your pointe, so you want to make sure your feet and legs are warmed up in order to do well in pointe. You really don't want to have just dying in the middle of class with cramps and aches and things like that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. These are just some things that I use before and after class. This does not necessarily go for everybody, so just keep that in mind. Thanks guys, bye!